today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet these little pants, leggings, or trousers for baby boys and girls between 3 and 6 months old. I made them to match the little cardigan hoodie that I showed you already in my channel. If you click the little lamb next to my channel name, it'll take you to my main channel. There you will find the tutorial for the hoodie and the matching baby blanket. I will also leave the link to those tutorials in the information box below, along with the link to my Etsy shop if you prefer written pattern. Thank you so much for your support. Now, to make this little set, this is the yarn that I used. It's super soft baby double knit James C. Brett. Now, you can also use number 3 yarn or a ply. For the little pants, I used a total of 94 grams, 76 grams in pink and 18 grams in white. Now, you can also make these little pants from a newborn size and up to 24 months. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave some standard size measurements so that you can make these little pants in any of those sizes using any yarn weight with any hook size. So be sure to check that out. Remember, the information box opens when you click the title of the video. Okay, let's get started, but don't forget to subscribe, activate the notifications bell so that YouTube can recommend my videos, and if you like this video, please hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. Okay, to make these baby pants, I'll be using this 3.5mm hook, and today I'm using DK weight yarn. Now, you can use a ply or number 3 yarn, or you can even use any yarn weight with any hook size. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave some standard size measurements so that you can make these baby pants from a newborn size baby and up to 12 to 24 months. So be sure to check that out. Now, at the beginning of the video, I showed you the yarn that I'm using and the colors that I'm going to use to make these baby pants and how much yarn I used for the 3 to 6 month size. So here to begin, I have 84 chains. This chain here, without stretching or anything, it's measuring about 43 centimeters, which is about 17 inches. Now, if you're off by 1 or 2 centimeters, it's okay. Just continue. Now, make sure that this chain here is in multiples of 4. That's the important thing here, multiples of 4 for your base chain. Now, this chain here represents the waistband. So all I did was just go by the standard size measurements that I'm going to leave in the information box, and based on that, I did my chain. For the waist, for a 3 to 6 month size, according to standard size measurements, it needs to be about 16.5 inches, which is about 42 centimeters. Now, my chain here measures, like I said, 43 or 17 inches, which is okay. If I do 4 chains less, it's going to be too short. So here to begin, make sure that your chain is not twisted, and we're going to join to the first chain. So like this. So go back and make sure that your chain is not twisted. Now grab a loop here and make a slip stitch. Now we're joined. To begin, chain 1, and into this same stitch here, make a half double crochet. Now half double crochet into the next chain, half double crochet into the next, and so on. For this first row, this is all I'm going to do. 1 half double crochet on each chain. At the end of this row, I'm going to be left with 84 half double crochets. Continue. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this first row. I have 84 half double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first half double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the second row, chain 1. In this row, we're going to work front post and back post half double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook into this first half double crochet, grab a loop, 3 loops on the hook, close. Here's the first front post half double crochet. Now into the next, a back post half double crochet, into the next front post half double crochet, into the next back post half double crochet. This is all I'm going to do for this second row. Continue. I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this second row. This is where I did front post and back post half double crochets. My last stitch here is a back post half double crochet. To finish, go on top of the first half double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for rows 3 and 4, we're going to repeat the same thing we did in the second row. We're going to chain 1, beginning into this first stitch where we joined, make a front post half double crochet, into the next back post half double crochet, into the next front post half double crochet, back post, half double crochet, and so on. This is how you're going to continue for the third row all around. Here at the end, you're going to join to the beginning with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then repeat the same thing for the fourth row. I will meet you at the end of the fourth row. I finished making the fourth row. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and passed my yarn through that last loop. Now in total, I did 3 rows of front post and back post half double crochets, plus the first row that we did of half double crochets. I have 4 rows here for the waistband. Now here's where we finished, so we're going to turn this like this. From here on, this is going to be the top of the pants, and this here is going to be the rest of the pants. We're going to work our way down. So here to begin, we're going to go into this space. This is where I did my first chain. That's where we joined. So right next to it, right there, insert your hook. I'm going to use this pink yarn here to work the pants. Now bring this loop through, chain 1. Now here I'm going to work half double crochets all around, and I'm going to work these half double crochets between these half double crochets, so right into these spaces here. Now one thing, in this row I need to add an extra 4 half double crochets, so there is no right or wrong way of adding these extra 4 half double crochets. I'm going to do one right here, the next one about here, then another one here, and another one here. So the important thing here for this size is that we end with 88 half double crochets, but if you're making it for any other size, make sure it's multiples of 4, and when you divide that number by 4, you have an even number. So here, chain 1, beginning into this first space here, make a half double crochet. Into the next, or between the next 2 stitches here, work a half double crochet, between the next 2 a half double crochet, and so on. I'm going to continue like this and work half double crochets. I'm going to show you here how you're going to make these increases. So let's see, I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now I'm going to go into the next space and make 2 half double crochets like this. So now I have 12, and I'm going to continue again, and I'm going to make another increase around here, another one here, and another one here, so that you finish this row of half double crochets with 88 half double crochets. Continue, finish this row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this row of half double crochets. I have 88 half double crochets. So now to finish this row, go here into this first half double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now to continue, we're going to start our pattern here. The pattern that I'm going to use for these baby pants is the same one that I used here for this baby hoodie. I already showed you this tutorial in the information box below. I'll leave the link. So we're going to use this stitch pattern here. Now, one thing before we continue, if you're making these baby pants any other size, make sure that when you make this row of half double crochets, it's in multiples of 4. And whatever number you have here that's in multiples of 4, make sure that you have an even number. So for example, I have 88 divided by 4, I have 22. That means that when I finish this next row that I'm going to show you, I'm going to have 22 fans. When I had 84 stitches, I had 21. That's why I went ahead and added 4 extra stitches here, so that now I have an even number of fans, so 22 fans. Now this is so that when we divide the legs, it's going to be easier to divide the legs. We're going to have 2 fans here in the back and 2 fans here in the front, so it makes it so much easier if that number is an even number. So here, to continue with this first row here, we're going to chain 3. These 3 chains here counts as a double crochet. Now into this same stitch here, make a double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Now here's the first fan for this row. Now skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th half double crochet, make a fan. From here on, these fans are going to consist of 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. Again, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, make a fan. And this is how we're going to continue here all around. When I finish this row, I'm going to have 22 fans. I will meet you at the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of the second row. This is where I did this row of fans. Now to finish, go into the third chain here and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the second row. Now at the end of this row, I have a total of 22 fans. So now we can continue with the third row. So turn here. And here we have the first fan. We have these 2 double crochets. Into the first double crochet, make a slip stitch. Now into the second double crochet, work a front post slip stitch. Now chain 3. And inside this chain space of this fan, make a V-stitch. Now into the next double crochet, work a front post double crochet. Again, we have the next fan, work a front post double crochet into the second double crochet, make a V-stitch inside the chain space, double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, and then front post double crochet. And this is how you're going to work each one of these fans. Continue, I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. Now to finish, go into the third chain and join with a slip stitch. Now for the fourth row, turn. Don't chain or anything, just turn. Now here we have the first fan. We're going to make 3 slip stitches. Beginning on top of the first double crochet of this fan, make a slip stitch. Into the second double crochet, make a slip stitch, and inside the chain space, make a slip stitch. Now chain 3. These 3 chains counts as a double crochet, and into this space here, make a double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. So in this row, we're going to make fans. Again, into the chain space of the next fan, make a fan. There. And then repeat the same thing into each one of the chain spaces of each fan. From here on, these are the 2 rows that we're going to repeat. So continue, finish this fourth row, and then I'll meet you here at the end to once again show you how to finish the row and then start the next row. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. This is where I did fans. I have 22 fans. To finish, go into the third chain here and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished this fourth row. Now, as I mentioned, from here on, these are the 2 rows that we're going to repeat. This row of fans and the row where we do front post double crochet. So to start you off on the 5th row, we're going to turn. Now, beginning into this first double crochet of this fan, make a slip stitch. Now into the second double crochet, work a front post slip stitch, and now chain 3. Now inside this chain space here, make a V-stitch. And then into the third double crochet, work a front post double crochet. Now we have the next fan, work a front post double crochet into the second double crochet, a V-stitch inside the chain space, and then a front post double crochet into the third double crochet. And this is all you're going to do here for each one of the fans. Now here to finish, go into the third chain, and then you're going to turn and repeat this row that we just finished, the 4th row where we do fans. And that's all we're going to do, just continue and repeat these 2 rows. Now I'm going to continue like this until this part here from the waist here measures about 8 inches or about 20 centimeters. So continue watching. I will let you know how many rows I'm going to do. So I will meet you at the end of that row. I'm here at the end of this 13th row. Here to finish, just go into the third chain and join with a slip stitch. Now this part here is done, and this is how it looks. Now it's measuring about 20 centimeters, which is about 8 inches, and I have done a total of 13 rows here for this pattern. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Now my last row here is the row of fans. Make sure that you also end with the same row. So now I have the measurement that I need to continue and divide the legs. Now this measurement would be the rise, which is from the top of the waist down to the end of the last row. So that measurement should be for the 3 to 6 month size, about 8 inches or 20 centimeters, which for me I do have. Here we have a total of 22 fans, we're going to mark 2 fans here for the back side, then each leg is going to have 9 fans, and for the front we're going to have 2 fans. So that's 2 for the back, 2 for the front, and 9 for each leg. So here, to continue, turn, and we're going to work a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet of this next fan, a front post slip stitch into the next double crochet. Now chain 3, and inside the chain space make a V-stitch. Now chain 1, we're going to skip 9 fans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and into the 10th fan, a front post double crochet into the second double crochet, V-stitch inside the chain space, and front post double crochet into the third double crochet. Do the same thing for the next fan. Here are my 2 fans for the front. Now skip 9 fans for the leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and into this 10th fan here for the back side, make a front post double crochet, chain 1, and work a front post double crochet into the second double crochet, a V-stitch inside the chain space, and a front post double crochet. Now join to the beginning with a slip stitch. Now pass your yarn through this last loop, cut your yarn, make sure you leave a nice long tail, because what we're going to do next after this, the legs are done, we're going to join here. You're going to join to the middle, then work these stitches here. So just go into each one of these double crochets and then weave your yarn back to this side and do the other side. So now we're going to turn. This part here is done, and this is how it looks. We have 2 fans here for the back side, 2 fans for the front, and on each side we have a 1 chain. If you want to add more chains here to give this a bit more room for the leg, you can. So here, to continue with the leg, this here is the back side, so I'm going to go here to the left side. And I'm going to go into this chain space here, and here I'm going to grab a loop, insert your hook into this chain space. Now this row is going to be worked from the wrong side out, so chain 3 here and make a fan here. So make a double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. There. Now I'm going to go into the next fan, which for me is this one here after the stitch marker. This is the first fan for the left leg out of the 9 that we left. But there's one thing. If I go directly into this fan and work my fan here, there's going to be a gap, and I don't want that. So to avoid this, this is how I'm going to work this part here. I'm going to yarn over. We have this fan, which is the fan here that we did in the center, and at the end here into this double crochet space, insert your hook there and make a double crochet, but don't close it. Leave 2 loops on the hook. Now go into the first fan here of the 9 for the leg and work your front post double crochet and close through those 2 loops. Now into this fan, make your V-stitch, and then a front post double crochet. Now into each one of these fans, you just do the same thing. This is the second row of the pattern. So continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end. This is the 9th fan to show you how we're going to finish this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row for the left leg. Now here's my last fan. Up to here I have 10 fans. Remember, we added an extra fan here in the center where we had the chain, so now we have 10 fans for the leg. To finish this row here, I'm going to do the same thing I did here where I did this double crochet decrease to close that gap that's going to be left there. So to do this, yarn over, we're going to go into this fan here for the center and here into this double crochet space. Insert your hook, grab a loop, leave 2 loops on the hook. Now go into the third chain here and make a slip stitch where you close through these 2 loops as well. Now this part here is done. Now to continue with the second row, we just turn, and here we just repeat the first row to the pattern, which is the row where we do fans inside the chain spaces. So to start you off here, make 3 slip stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Now chain 3, make a double crochet, 1 chain, 2 double crochets, and then into each chain space you do your fans. From here on, we're just going to be working these 10 fans all around. You know how the pattern goes already because you did it here. Now this part here should be measuring about for 3 to 6 months, which is the length of the leg. It should be about 6.5 inches, which is about 17 centimeters. I'm not going to make my leg that long with this pattern because at the end I'm going to do this here where I do front post and back post half double crochet. So I'm not sure how many rows that's going to be for me, but all we're doing here is just repeating these 2 rows for the leg where we only have 10 fans. So continue watching. I will let you know how many rows I'm going to do, so I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I'm almost done with the leg. So far, I have done 12 rows. So from here up to here, there's 12 rows, and it's measuring about 15 centimeters, which is about 6 inches. If you're making your pants using the measurements in the information box, just leave about a ½ inch to do this last bottom part here. So to continue, here we're going to make 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, and into this same chain space here make a half double crochet. Now in the middle between the fans, make 1 half double crochet, and then again into the fan here into the chain space, make 2 half double crochets. Then 1, 2, and 1 in between the fans. Continue like this all around. I'll meet you at the end of this 13th row. I'm here at the end of this 13th row. I did half double crochets all around. I have 30 half double crochets. To finish, go here where we have the 2 chains right into the second chain, join with a slip stitch. Now I've cut my yarn, so pass your yarn through this last loop. I'm going to do the bottom part here in white. So I'm going to grab a loop here and right into the same stitch where I joined, grab a loop, chain 1. And now here we're going to work front post and back post half double crochets. So beginning here where we have these 2 chains, work a front post half double crochet, into the next back post half double crochet, into the next front post half double crochet, and so on. Now this part here you can also do single crochets. It also looks very nice. You can just do the row of half double crochets just like we did, and then continue with either half double crochets or single crochets and make, I don't know, 4 or 5 rows. Now I'm going to continue like this, just making front post and back post half double crochets all around. Now when I finish this row, I'm going to go right here, right where I have this chain, join with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then repeat the same thing. Front post, back post, front post, back post all around. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do here. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4, but continue watching. I will let you know how many rows we're going to do here, so I will meet you at the end of that row. I finished making these rows of front post and back post half double crochets. In total, I did 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, 3 rows in white, and then the row that we did in pink, that's a total of 4 rows here. So row 13, 14, 15, and 16. And this part here is done. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through that last loop, and this part here is done, the little leg. This is how it looks. Now it's measuring exactly 17 centimeters, which is about 6.5 inches. Now we're going to do the other side here. So this is the left side. We finished the left leg. Now we're going to make the right side. Again, this is the back side. So facing me, this will be the right side. And we're going to go right here, right in between the legs. We have these fans here. 2 on this side, 2 on this side, right in the middle where we have this chain. This row we're going to work from the wrong side out. So here, insert your hook into this chain space, grab a loop here with pink, bring it through, chain 3, and here we're going to make this extra fan. So the 3 chains, and then make a double crochet, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. Turn this like this. We have the first fan here of the 9 that we have for the leg, but I don't want a space here, so I'm going to go into this double crochet space of this fan here for the middle. So just insert your hook there. Now you can go into the space like this of the double crochet, or go into these 2 stitches right there. Now grab a loop, take 2 loops off, leave 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, go into the first fan here for the leg, and work a front post double crochet where you close through these 3 loops. And here is this part. Now you can also add another one here if you don't want a big gap there, but I think it's fine. Now inside the chain spaces, we make V stitches, and then into the next double crochet, a front post double crochet. And this is how you're going to continue for this first row for the right leg. There. Continue like this all around. Finish this first row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this first row. For the second leg here, I have my 10 fans here, but to finish here, I need to make that double crochet decrease. So yarn over, go into this double crochet space there, or right into the stitch, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, leave 2 loops in the hook, go into the 3rd chain here at the end, and join with a slip stitch and close that stitch. And this row here is done. So now you're going to turn, and from here on is exactly the same thing we did here for this first leg. So here, work 3 slip stitches, then make 3 chains, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. It's the same thing we did here for this first row, and then continue on exactly in the same way how we did the first leg, and that's all we need to do here. So continue, finish this second leg, and then I'll come back and show you the finished pants. I finished making the second leg. The little pants are all done, and this is how they look. They are absolutely beautiful. They were very easy to make. Now here I already sewed in the center part here, the crotch, and all you do is just join these 2 sides together, and then you just seam the center. And I didn't show you that because I am pretty sure that you can manage and do it yourself. Now here in the center along the waistband, I did a chain. This is just a long chain that I did. You can also use a satin ribbon. Here I did a total of 150 chains, and I just weaved it all around. So the little pants are all done to match this little hoodie that I showed you already in my channel. If you want to see this tutorial, just click the little lamp next to my channel name. It'll take you to my main channel. You will find the tutorial there, or in the information box, I'll go ahead and leave you the link to this video, and I'll also leave the link to my Etsy shop if you prefer a written pattern to make this little set. Now remember, these little pants are for 3 to 6 months size, but you can make them from a newborn size baby and up to 24 months. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you standard size measurements so that you can make these pants in those sizes. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.